So last week we began with this marvelous question, which was about the work of the Centre for Human Awakening. Why is it we insist on a psychological foundation for spiritual preparation for sacred spiritual life? And this question, I think, is so huge. We are, as you may recall if you saw the last vlog, extending it into perhaps several presentations. The secondary or the implied question perhaps is, what is the dangers that we speak of, or what is likely to happen if you enter into spiritual life, spiritual discipline and practice without an adequate understanding of your individual psychology? And in fact it's all around us. It's so ubiquitous, it's odd really we can't all see it. To be attracted, for example, to teaching or to a spiritual figure, alive or dead, historical or contemporary, is very often a function of early life conditioning, attractions to a parental figure, or someone who will save us, or someone who somehow we can put our faith or trust in. All this is very understandable, and on a certain level it has some authenticity, it has some reality. But you see, if you are attracted to a teaching or a teacher through the constrictions of early life conditioning, and from the place inside you that was the egoic form that took place around 3.5 years of age, in other words, you are centered in the childhood ego, then that relationship, the relationship of pupil to spiritual teacher, of disciple to master, of human being to spiritual teaching, will in fact compound the sense of childlikeness in the person who's seeking something altogether different. That something altogether different would be the realization of spiritual life, the attainment of sacred ceremony, ritual and reality in the world, and all of the apparent benefits of deepening into spiritual life and consciousness. If you are approaching spiritual life from point of view of the contraction of the egoic form, or from point of view of memory or your child self, then the true fruits of the spiritual relationship with the teaching, with the teacher, and indeed with the community are impossible to attain. You can only receive as much as the container, and the contraction of egoic form is so small, and so small in comparison to the realization of spiritual reality or your spiritual self, that you cannot possibly participate in the spiritual life. Hence the foundation, the psychological foundation, is to release the contractions, the limitations, the constrictions of your supposed self in favor of an openness through work in the heart for preparation and ultimate preparation for the spiritual life and ultimate spiritual discipline and sacred spiritual life. We'll carry on in the forthcoming vlog to explore more about psychology and spirituality and their rather obvious relationships.